on defense, the center position of defense for the Niners, the big glaring hole is strong safety. The Niners just got rid of Jaquiski Tart, who they seemed to want to replace it last year, but they kept realizing that he was better than Talanoa Hufanga, and they couldn't make that switch. Now they're making the switch, and Talanoa seems to be the favorite to start, and they signed George Odom, who is a all-pro special teamer, but Indianapolis didn't want to make him a full-time safety, and so he thinks he's going to get a chance to compete here. Although I think if he's watching, I would probably say, man, they just brought you in so you could lose to Talanoa. That's what I think the plan is, as safety, to bring in weaker competition for Talanoa so Talanoa can win and they can anoint him the starter. That's what I think their plan is. Why are they so confident in that guy who runs so slow?
He does run so slow. I don't know. Maybe they're just, I mean, at some point they have to start the same thing as this year. They're going to have to start letting some of that young rookie investments to hit off, right? They're going to have to try to figure it out. I mean, how else is Talanoa going to get better? He's not going to get better just by practicing. I mean, it's kind of the same points that I feel like I'm the one when I make a point for why Trey Lance should start is because, hey, look, you never know whenever he's going to be ready, and he's never going to fully be ready just, with a clipboard and just throwing practice shots all day. Throw him out there, and while it is like an unknown with him, and it's definitely a gamble from the 49ers side, I can kind of respect at least, hey, you know what, it's strong safety. You're putting a Hufanga there who, compared to Tart, that's going to be a drop-off. But at that point, coach him up. All right, let's figure it out. And I know you said the exact same thing. He's slow. So that's a tough one right there. That's going to be, you're not going to be able to coach that up. And he's something that's really going to figure out a way to make up for that speed. And so that's pressure on the 49ers coaches of how they can get him to make up for that speed. Maybe being able to recover just better, bailing out, getting a little more depth. So that's something they're going to have to figure out. It's a gamble for sure. But I mean, at some point, you're going to start letting some of these rookies, learn and develop on the way with some bumps.
That's what I think they're trying to do. Like they're doing it here at center, at nickel. Nickel's the same thing as the plan at safety, right? Like what's the plan at nickel? A bunch of guys who they didn't trust as much as K1 last year. Now we're going to get a chance. Diamador, the rookie Sam Womack, Darqueze Dennard, Dante Johnson, all options that the Niners would have seen as inferior as K1 just a few months ago. Now K1's not welcome. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners just are like, we don't need Tart and K1 in training camp taking up reps. Like they're vets, they'll stay in shape if they want to play. And if they have no options and this competition doesn't yield a good starter, we can always call Tart at the end of we could give all the reps to Talanoa, see what he's got. If it doesn't work out, call Tart on September 1st and be like, we're sorry. You want to make up? You want to come back? I mean, no one wants you. We still want you. You can start for us. What do you say? We won't give you much money. That could always happen, right? Like, don't come to training camp, but if we need you, we'll call you.
I don't know. Some of these players can be extremely petty and stubborn and be like, I ain't coming back. I don't care. And risk their career just a season for that. They've done that. Plenty of done that before.
Maybe if the option is retire or play for the Niners, they'll play for the Niners. But I think that's probably the Niners want to give all these young guys all the reps in the offseason and preseason and maybe make the Josh Norman call as a last resort. The Josh Norman. When do they sign Josh Norman? Like the day, week 1? Week
Pretty
2.
Much, like right before
Brett went down. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you still have that flexibility with him. And if you're Tart, sure, maybe you still have the phone call, which it's kind of weird that his market's pretty dead. I thought he would have signed somewhere by now, but the market speaks for itself for him. Yeah. But yeah, you got him. They also, don't forget, he mentioned Tarvarius Moore, Kyle Shanahan coming back, which, coming back from a huge injury like that. So I'm even wondering if they're ever going to have like a solidified anchor, 24/7 starter there. If maybe they end up flipping around on the rotation and some certain packages, like, all right, Hufanga, we're going to drop you down. We're going to put more up top with Ward. And I feel like there's going to be like a lot of flexibility where they're going to try to do almost like a platooning way to make up for an adequate safety starter.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wonder if it's going to be as good as Tart.
Probably not. Probably not.
Tart wasn't like a Pro Bowler, but when he and Jimmy Ward were on the field, they usually didn't give up big plays. So that's good. I don't know. We'll see about Talanoa because he's, what? The thing about Talanoa, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. He's slow. Really slow.
His eye discipline too, man. His eye discipline is what kills. So if you have bad eye discipline and you're slow, I mean, just fix his eye discipline. I think that's where he'll be able to figure it out and try to see the plays develop earlier. Because that Vikings play he gave up was hurting my brain. That hurts anybody who's played DB in their life. That will piss you off.
Yeah, and he's slow too.